同学们，你们好。Today we'll be talking about lesson 9.3. Let's go see a show. Grammar in this lesson. Talk about past experiences with 过, give advice, express if-then statements. In language focus 5.b, you learned to use le after a verb to talk about a completed action. 我去了那个博物馆. I went to that museum. To say that you have done something before, use 过 after the verb. 过 focuses on the past experience. For example, 我去过那个博物馆. I have been to that museum before. The negative form of a statement with 过 is 没 or 没有 plus verb plus 过. 我去过那个博物馆. I have been to that museum. 我没去过那个博物馆. 我没有去过那个博物馆. I haven't been to that museum. To ask whether someone has done something before, add 吗 or 没有 to the end or add 有没有 before verb plus 过. Have you ever been to that museum? 你去过那个博物馆吗？你去过那个博物馆没有？你有没有去过那个博物馆？These three statements all correct. In language focus 8.3a, you'll learn to use the number plus 次 after the verb to indicate the number of times an action takes place. 这个星期我锻炼了2次. This week I exercised twice. If the verb has an object, the number plus 次 comes before the object. 他做了1次志愿者. She volunteered once. To say how many times you have had an experience, use a quantity complement after verb plus 过. For example, 我去过3次. I have been 3 times. If the object is a noun or noun phrase, it generally comes after the quantity complement. For example, 我去过3次音乐厅. I have been to the concert hall 3 times. If the object is a pronoun, it generally comes before the quantity complement. 我去过那儿3次. I have been there 3 times. Now, let's practice. Rewrite the sentences based on the prompts. 张老师读过1984 twice 2遍. A. 张老师读过2遍1984 or 张老师读过1984 2遍. Yes, we should choose 张老师读过2遍1984. We put the times in the middle. 2遍1984. Now it's your turn. How to translate I have been to Taylor Swift concert twice. In language 6.3c, you'll learn to use 可以 to make a request or ask permission. 我可以去厕所吗? Can I go to the restroom? 你可以去，你不可以去，你不能去。Use 可以 to suggest an activity. 你可以去看看艺术展，太精彩了。You could go to the art exhibit. 一定要 to make a strong recommendation. 你一定要去看艺术展，太精彩了。You have to go to the art exhibit. It's amazing. To indicate that an action is brief or casual, you can double the action verb. For one-syllable verbs, use the pattern AA or AEA. 看看，看一看 take a look. For verb-object compounds, double the verb and add the object at the end. 听听音乐 or 听一听音乐. Listen to a little music. When doubling a one-syllable verb, pronounce the second syllable with a neutral tone. 听听. When adding e between the doubled verbs, pronounce e with a neutral tone instead. 听一听, not 听一听,听一听,看一看. Neutral tones. For two-syllable verbs, use the pattern AB, AB. Do not add e. 参观参观 have a visit. 打扫打扫房间 clean the room a bit. Doubling verbs is a common way to soften the tone of a suggestion. 周末我们可以去海边散散步。散 is the verb and 步 is the object. On the weekend, we could go for a walk on the beach. 那个剧院很美，你们一定要去参观参观。That theater is beautiful. You must visit it. In Language Focus 6.2a, you'll learn to use 一下 after a verb to soften the tone of a command. Verb reduplication serves as the same as 一下. Both can be used to give comments, make suggestions, or express wishes. 扫一下地 sweep the floor a little. 扫扫地 sweep the floor a little. As with 一下, verb reduplication cannot be used in negatively sentence. Now it's your turn. If you want to soften the tone when you suggest some to ask a teacher, which sentence you can say, select all that apply. To introduce a condition clause, use 如果 or 要是 after the subject or at the start of a clause. If you have time, you can visit that museum. 你要是有空，可以去那个博物馆参观参观。你如果有空，可以去那个博物馆参观参观。要是你有空，可以去那个博物馆参观参观。如果你有空，可以去那个博物馆参观参观。如果 and 要是 means if in the sense of on the condition that or in the event that, not in the sense of whether. You can also add 的话 to the end of a conditional clause. For example, if you have time, you can visit that museum. 你要是有空的话，可以去那个博物馆参观参观。你如果有空的话，可以去那个博物馆参观参观。要是你有空的话，可以去那个博物馆参观参观。如果你有空的话，可以去那个博物馆参观参观。的话 can be used instead of 如果 or 要是。你有空的话，可以去那个博物馆参观参观。You can add 就 before the verb in the second clause of an if-then statement. 你想要看画展的话，就去艺术馆吧。If you want to see a painting exhibit, then go to the art gallery. 如果你对网球感兴趣，我们就去看网球比赛。If you are interested in tennis, we should go to see tennis match. Now it's your turn. Select the correct translate of if I don't have class tomorrow, I will go to see basketball game. Select all that apply. Great job!